Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellows. Here we are with solutions 2016 paper 2 solutions. So this is a paper in which you are allowed to use a calculator in. So we are just going to discuss and use the solutions, and note that there can be some mistakes that I'll be doing as I'll be solving, and of course I stand to be corrected, and this is just to help you in your exams. So yeah, we are just solving, straight to solving, by the way. Okay, question number 1 says we are going to solve using a calculator. This is paper 2. We can have any questions, not a problem, and yeah, let's just shoot to math. Yeah, so Tepo had 80 pula. Yeah, Tepo had 80 pula. Tepo had 80 pula to spend. He spent 20 pula on video games. He spent 20 pula on video games and 30 pula on comic books, and 5 pula on Candy Express. Sorry about that. Expresses a ratio in its simplest terms, the total number of money spent to the amount of the money left. So therefore we are simply going to add all the monies he spent. So therefore he used 20 plus 30, 20 pula for video games plus 30 for comic books plus 5. 20 plus 30 is a 50, plus 5 is going to be a 55. So therefore now he got that is, they are saying money spent, so money spent is going to be 55. So it's going to be 55 is to money left. How much money is left? Money left, it's going to be 80 minus 55. How much is it? 80 minus 55. 80 minus 55. It's going to be something like 25. So it's to 25. And then of these ratios, we have to simplify it. Remember, it says a ratio in its simplest form. So you can divide each one of them by 5. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So you're going to have 11 is to 5, I guess. Yeah. 11 is to 5. 11 is to 5. Just make sure that you bring the first one first. That which they are saying you should bring first, you should bring first. So that is it. Then you get the 3 marks. So number 2, it says a memory card used to store photographic images has 128 units of storage capacity. A total of 36 images are stored on a memory card, and 54 units of storage, 54 units of storage capacity remain. So calculate the average amount of storage capacity used by each of the images. So therefore a card or a memory card has 128. So before we can talk about other things, we have 128 units, and we are told that it's used for storage capacity, and a total of 36 images are stored in a memory card. After storing the 36, now we are left with 54. So we need to know the total units used by the 36. So therefore, first of all, we need to subtract the remaining from the total. So it's going to be 8 minus 4, it's a 4. 12 minus 5, I think it's a 7, which means we used 74. So let me check. 128 minus 54, it's going to be 74. Yeah, so it's going to be 74. So now the images are 36. So therefore we are going to say storage used is 74. Remember, 74 divided by the number of images or photos. So 74 divided by 36. It's going to be 2 and 1 over 18. 2 and 1 over 18. This should be your answer. 2 and 1 over 18. So calculate the average amount of storage capacity used for each image. So it's 2 and 1 over 18. Some like to use fractions, but this is the exact answer. You can use the exact answer. Okay, some who write fractions, they are going to have 2.0555 like that, and then they will round it off to 37 figures, which will be 2.06. We are going to round this 5. So yeah, either this one or that one, but I like the exact numbers, or should I say, yeah, exact solutions. So that's pretty much it. You take all your 2 marks. So question number B, it says the cost of I guess we're all good. And the cost of processing the 36 images into photographs is 156 plus 60. So a discount of 5% is given on the cost of processing the images. So calculate the actual cost of processing all the images. So now we are told that 36 images were processed and the cost was 156 plus 60. And then they are saying that a discount of 5% is given on the cost of processing the images. Calculate the actual cost of processing all the images. So actual cost, I believe, is the original? Let me see. Hey, it's ambiguous, guys. This is ambiguous. The way I understand it is that it's saying that the cost of processing 36 images is, or 36 photographs, is 156 plus 60. So a discount of 5% is given on the cost of processing the images. So calculate the actual cost of processing all the images. So I get that 156 is the new price after 5% discount. So now we need to calculate for the original one. I'm not sure what it's saying, but that is how I am interpreting it. That is a reverse percentage. So now we get that 156. Hey guys, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I stand to be corrected. So it's 156 pula. 156 pula is the new price, which means that original price is not known. Original price, we can call it X. But this one is not there in paper 2. The way I want to solve it, it's not there in paper 2. So let's be calculating. Okay, let's just be calculating as those that are in paper 2. So paper 2, in paper 2 you'll be demanded that 156 plus 60 is the original price. So now we have to be discounted by 5%. So therefore you need to get the answer for that. So we are simply going to say 156 plus 60. First of all, we are calculating 5% of that, or 500 and that. So what is times 5 over 100. So now we have to calculate that 5 over 100. 5 over 100 times 156.60. So therefore it's going to be 7.83 tables. So it's going to be 7.83 tables. So therefore the new price is going to be 156.60 minus 7.83. So and then it will be 148. It will be 148.77. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then now moving on to the next one, question number 3. Question number 3 says that let me see if I can. Okay, question number 3 says that the number of people to the nearest 10, the number of people to the nearest 10 in a village is 46,960. And the number A says write down the upper bound. Write down the upper bound of the number of people in the village. So it's saying to the nearest 10. So therefore error is going to be 10 over 2, which means our error is 5 people. So it says calculate the upper bound. We are simply going to add 5 there. So we're going to have 46,960 plus 5. So therefore you are going to get 46,965. And then number B, yeah, that's pretty much it. And number B says write down the number of people in the village in standard form, correct to 2 same figures. Okay, standard form, number of people in the village, it's here. How many decimal places? How many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. So it's going to be 4.69 600, no need for 0 to be there, times 10 to the power 4. 10 to the power 4. It says to correct two same figures. It's two same figures, so same figure number 1, number 2, so we are rounding the third one, so it will round up even now 4.7. So then our answer would be 4.7 times 10 to the power 4. That will be our solution. So I hope we will good. And then going to the next one, question number 4. It says that Tato drove 320 kilometers from Molapo to Karaga. Tato drove 320 kilometers from Molapo to Karaga. She started at 8 o'clock or 08, yeah, 8 o'clock, and drove 200 kilometers in 2 hours. She stopped for 30 minutes. And then drove the remaining 120 kilometers in 1 hour. Calculate the average speed of the entire journey. Average speed of the entire journey is whatsoever taken time, all the time divided by the distance. So it's going to be distance over time. Okay, timing radius multi. Yeah, I think so. It's going to be 320 kilometers. And how much or how long did it take? It took her 2 hours plus 30 minutes, which is 2 hours 30 minutes, plus 1 hour, which is 3 hours 30 minutes. So divided by 3.5 HRS. Then we gotta punch that and simplify. 320 kilometers divided by 3.5. So it's going to be 91 and 1 over, sorry, 91 and 3 over 7, which probably people will like to write as a decimal. 91 and 3 over 7 kilometers per hour, or those who like decimals, they will write 91.4285743, so like that. And then they will round it off, those ones, they will round it off to 3 7 figures. So it's going to be 1 2 3, you round 2 rounds down, then it's 91.4 kilometers per hour. So yeah, that's it, correct, get it. And then question number 4, it says that draw a distance time graph to represent Tato's journey on a pair of axes provided below. So we know that she drove for 2 hours, 200 for 2 hours, right, as it was said there. 200 kilometers in 2 hours. 200 kilometers is here, 2 hours, whatever is, she was there at 10. So whatever it will be here. And then joined by a straight line by the help of a ruler, of course. Now I can use a ruler here. Yeah, and then rested for 30 minutes, or it's from 10 to 10:30. So to be that. And then she drove the rest of the journey for 1 hour, which means she completed the journey at 11:30, and I'm not sure how long the last was. So it's 120 kilometers. So 120 kilometers. So from here it's going to 320 to be going to 320. So it's going to be 11:30. The one in the middle, this one. Yeah, that will be it. So this will be our distance time graph. So yeah, then you get 3 marks. Remember, it should be smooth and by a ruler. And then question number 5 says calculate. When it says calculate like this, it is really just testing you how to use a calculator. So we are going to have, maybe let's punch the first part. Let's punch the first part alone. So it's going to be root. Punch it like this. Say root, open bracket, -6, close bracket, squared, minus 4, open bracket, -7, close bracket, for that root. And then say over is the same as divided over 2, then you get to see how much, and then repeat 3 over 4. So then let's see. So it's going to be root -6 squared negative 6 squared, negative 6 squared minus 4 open bracket minus 7 close bracket. Oh no, I made a mistake. My brackets are not matching, so how many should I have? I had, okay, 1, 2, times negative 7. So it's going to be 8. 8 divided by 2 is a 4. 4 minus 3 over 4. Let me confirm that. So the answer is going to be what? 3 and 1 over 4. Let me check. Ooh. Open bracket, negative 6, close, to the power 2, minus 4 times negative 7. So it's 8. Okay, 6 squared is a 36. 36 minus 28. 28 is simply 8. So it's 8 under root. So it should be root 8. So root, this means that this is root. Sorry about that. This should be, that should be 8. That should be root 8. Root 8 over 4. So we're supposed to have root 8 over 4 minus 3 over 4. So let me punch on a bit. This one is testing my calculator skills. So negative 6 squared minus 4. That's not correct, by the way. I'm sorry about that. Minus 4 is not root 8 first. Sorry about that. Minus 4 times negative 7. It's 64. And then the answer would be 8. When you root that, you're going to have 8. So I don't know how to use a calculator, it seems. So it's going to be 8. So then 8 over 2 is going to be 8 over 2. It will be 4 minus 3 over 4. So then 4 minus 3 over 4. So the answer is going to be 3 and 1 over 4. Or some people can write it as 3.25. This is as a decimal. So yeah, sorry about that. I delayed because my calculator skills are too weak. Okay, number 6. Since the diagram below shows the points A and B on the circumference of a circle, the diagram below shows the points A and B on the circumference of a circle. The diagram below shows the points A and B on the circumference of a circle with center O. So the chord AB is equal to 14 centimeters and the size of OAB is equal to 32 degrees. So yeah, it says calculate the radius of the circle. The radius of the circle we can use SOHCAHTOA for it. If we are to have this, we are to partition that, so then this side you're going to have a 7 and then unknown 90 and this one. So we are looking for the radius. The radius here in this case is opposite, so you can use sine rule, I guess. Is it sine rule? No. SOHCAHTOA. So here we have angle and we have adjacent. Angle and adjacent. And we are looking for opposite, so tan will be the one which will work for us. So then we are going to have that tan 32 is equals to opposite we don't know, it is radius, so over adjacent is 7, so you take 7 multiply that side, so therefore R is equals to 7 tan 32. Punch it on the calculator. 7 times tan 32, 7 times tan 32 times tan 32, it is going to be 4.3740 85463, rounding it off round 4 will round down, so you're going to have 4.37, so it's going to be 4.37 centimeters. And then going to the next one, number B says the shortest distance. See what? I'm sorry, this is a wrong working. This is a wrong working. This working is for number B. And I'm sorry about that, fellows. We have to transfer it down. You have to transfer it down because it says that the shortest distance of the chord AB. The shortest distance of the chord AB from the center. This is the shortest distance, the one I have marked from the center here going down to the chord. It is the one I should have used that working. So whatever we'll be using SOHCAHTOA tan for that. Tan for SOHCAHTOA, because we have that. We are having an angle which will fit in tan, and then we are looking for the opposite. Opposite it is going to be the shortest distance, and adjacent is going to be 7. So then we have that tan 32. I'm just copying down what I wrote. Tan 32 r over 7, which implies that r is equals to 7 times tan 32, which is equals to 4.37408546 37 figures. So you're gonna round 4 rounds down, then you're going to have 4.37. Sorry about that, fellows, my apologies are very many. So now we are to have the calculation of the radius. So now in this case the radius is our hypotenuse. My bad. The radius now is our hypotenuse. So for hypotenuse we are going to use, for that one, calculating the radius is going to be the hypotenuse of this smaller triangle here. So this is a hypotenuse, we have adjacent, we are looking for hypotenuse, we have adjacent. So therefore we can simply use sine. So sine angle, sine 32 is equals to, I'm sorry, I shouldn't use sine. I have many errors, fellows. So this one is adjacent, this one is hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse, where they present? They are present in cos. So therefore we should use cos. My bad. So it's going to be cos 32 is equals to adjacent. What is adjacent? Adjacent is 7 over hypotenuse h. So therefore now, to make h the subject, multiply by h both sides and then divide by cos both sides. So first you're going to have h times cos 32 is equals to 7, and then divide everything by cos. So then you're going to have that h is equals to 7 over cos 32. Then that's going to be 7 divided by cos 32. 7 divided by cosine 32. 7 divided by cosine 32. This is going to be 8.25424884. Rounding it off, 37 figures. Remember these are irrational because we have both trigonometry mode there. I don't know, I stand to be corrected, but the decimal, by the look of by the way I see it, is like it is not going to be reciprocating or ABC reciprocal sequences. So it's going to be 1 2 that. So we're going to round that so it doesn't round, it will just round down. It's going to be 8.25. It's going to be 8.25 as our answer. My apologies for such mistakes, fellows. Then question number 7, it says, we can move on, I guess. Question number 7 says that a customer had 3,000 to exchange to euros. So the exchange rate between Pula and euro is 1 Pula is to 0.08456 euros. How much in euros was 3,000? So you can simply use ratio proportion, or you can simply just divide. So how much in euros? Euro is big. We know euro is big and Pulas are small. So therefore let's just use ratio. Pula euro. So Pula, 1 Pula is equals to 0.08456, and then we are looking that of 3,000. So it's to x. It's going to multiply Therefore x is equals to 0.08456 times 3000 times 0.08456. that is going to be 253.68 euros. Is going to be 253.68 euros. So that will be it, fellas. Done. Yeah, so just the ratio proportion. Question number 8, it says solve the inequality below. So for such an inequality, I usually advise people that you have to take the x value with a smaller coefficient to the other side. So here we have a 4 and we have a 6. So we take this one of 4, we take it to that side. So you're going to say minus 4x minus 4x. So then the result is going to be 15 is greater than 6x minus 4x plus 2. Then you take 2 to the other side, minus 2 minus 2. So then we're going to have 15 minus 2 is greater than 6x minus 4x. So then you're going to have that 13 is greater than 2x. Then divide everything by 2, divide by 2. Then you get that 13 over 2 is greater than x, which implies that 13 over 2 is 6. Is it 6.5? I'm not sure. 13 into 12 is 6, remember 1. Then 2 into that, it's a half. So 2.5 is greater than x. 2.5 is greater than x. So this means that x is smaller than 6.5, or 6.5 is greater than x, or x is smaller than 6.5. So yeah, that is going to be the answer. And then number B says write down the prime numbers which satisfy the inequality. The inequality, this one, they just mean your solution. So now what I usually do most of the time, I'll just draw my real number line with that my solution, 6.5. Okay, so now what is our solution say here? Saying that x is smaller than 6.5, which means from here going to the left, that I'm going to find my x. So this is going to be the region for x. So now I'm looking for a prime number which can fall within this one, which can fall down. So 6.5, so we have a 6 somewhere here probably, and then we are going to have a 5, and then a 4, a 3, and so forth. So this one is saying that write down the prime numbers which satisfy the inequality. So it's going to be a 3 there, and then the next one it's going to be a 2, a 1, and a 0. So as for prime numbers we are only focusing on counting numbers, from the counting numbers going onwards or until infinity. So then the prime numbers there, we have 2, we have 3, we have 5. So yeah, that's going to be the three prime numbers. So I guess we are good. Question number 9 says that the point S which is 2, 1, the points S which is 2, 1, and U which is x, y are two vertices of a square. Two vertices of a square STUV. So STUV. So let's draw the square here. STUV should be continuous like that. So the point R is the midpoint of SU. So SU is going to have the point R. Yeah, the point R. So from there going down there, yeah, it's going to be the point R. So now it says that what are the coordinates of U? So what is R? First of all, R is a midpoint. So therefore, we can find the end point. So we say that what is S? S is this one. So midpoint R, x bar, y bar, x bar, y bar is going to be x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So then x bar is going to be a 4 for R, remember we are on R, 3 is equals to x1. Let's take from s. So it's going to be a 2 plus x, which is not known, over 2 comma 1 plus y over 2. And then equate your components. Equate the x components, which means that 4 is equals to 2 plus x over 2. 2 times 4, it's going to be 8. Then 8 is equals to 2 plus x, which means that 8 is equals to, x is equals to 6. And then the other one, the other component we're gonna have either is this one, or 3 is equals to 1 plus y over 2 times 2. We're gonna have a 6. So 6 is equals to 1 plus y, therefore y is equals to 5. So now our point is equals to 6, 5. That is our end point. So then now say the coordinates of the vertex T are 1, 6,1. So calculate the length of the side of the square. We're saying T is 6,1. So now for the length of the square, we are simply going to find the distance between 2 points. That is the distance between S to T, distance between S and T. And therefore, distance between 2 points, we are simply going to say x1, y1. Sorry about that. We're going to say x1, y1, x2, y2. So therefore, for distance, we are simply going to subtract the 2. But make sure you subtract them uniformly. If you're starting with the 2s, start with the 2s. If you're starting with the 2s, start with the 2s for all the variables, or should I say for all the components. So we are going to have 6 minus 2 root of 6 minus 2 squared, this 6 minus that 2 squared, plus 1 minus 1. So it's going to be 6 minus 2 is the 4, so 4 squared plus 0 squared root. So you're going to have root 4, so your answer would be 4. So it's going to be 4 units. So I guess we're good. So then now question number 10 says, it says that the diagram below shows a triangle KLM. KL is equals to 90 meters and LM is equals to 61 meters, and the size of KML is 82.3. So calculate the size of MKL. MKL. If this one is that, so we can simply use sine rule. Sine rule will cross that. So this is not known. Here's this angle at K. Let's call it theta. So therefore, we are looking for an angle, which means that sine theta over 61. Remember here we are using the sine rule, which is given on the first page. Yeah, is equals to sine 82.3 over 90. So we are taking 61 to the other side. So therefore, sine theta is equals to sine 82.3 over 90. And then theta is equals to sine inverse of, what happened to 61? I should have multiplied by 61. Sorry about that. I should have said 61 times here. Yeah, 61 times that. So it should be 61 times sine 82.3 over 90. So then we're gonna have that sine inverse of 61 times sine 82.3 over 90. 76.8. There's going to be 76.785 91002. Then rounding it off to 1 decimal place. That's what they say at the cover of the page. They say that if it is an angle, you round it to 1 decimal place. So therefore it's going to be 76.8 degrees. Let me see if I did well. So it's going to be 61 times sine 82.3. It's going to be that divided by 90. That, then that. I got it wrong now. So it's going to be 61 times sine 82.3. It's that divided by 90. It's that. Then store AE. Then recall A. The answer is 42. I did not punch well on that. So then my punching was wrong, and this is paper 2. I made a mistake in punching. So it's supposed to find its inverse. So it's going to be simply, okay, the inside part is going to be 0.6 that, so it's going to be sine inverse of 0.67166639. So then punching it, you're going to have theta is equals to sine that, let me check again, sine 82.3 divided by 90 is this one, store E, and then recall E, then is equals to 42.195800829. So yeah, it's going to be that. So it's an angle, remember, 1 decimal place, so it's going to round it to that. So this will round up plus 1. So then your answer is 42.2 degrees. Then next, question number 11 says the diagram below shows triangle H and line L. So it says on the same diagram reflect about the line L. So myself, I just make sure I walk 90 degrees towards this thing, or I count. Let me count now. Count into the line. So it's going to be 0, 1, and then for me 90 degrees 1. So this should be one of my corner. And then going down, it should be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. You go 6 steps to that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one, it's going to be 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be there. So that is going to be our target. Remember that you have to use a ruler and a pencil. So question number 12 is, says the capacity of a fuel tank is 55 liters. So the cost of fuel is 9.60 per liter. So calculate the cost of filling up the tank when it's completely empty. So then car tank is 55 liters, and then price per liter is 9.60. So therefore we're gonna have 9.60 times 55. Let me punch on the calculator. 9.60 kind of 9.6 times 55. So it's going to be 528 liters. So then number B, it says the rate of fuel consumption of a car is the rate of fuel consumption of the car is 7.4 liters per 100 kilometers. So calculate the maximum possible distance in kilometers that the car would cover on one full tank. So ratio proportion. 7.4 liters is to 100 kilometers. So therefore we are looking for kilometers. So therefore this is x, this is how many liters? 528. Let me cross multiply because it's direct proportion. So therefore x is equals to 100 times 100 times 528 bula divided by 7.4. Let me punch that on the calculator. 528 bula times 100 is equals to that divided by 7.4. That is going to be 700 100 is not a lie, this is not true. 7,135.135135. So it's going to be I made a mistake, by the way. Today is not my day. I'm making a lot of mistakes, guys. This is not liters. It wasn't liters. It was pula. This is money. Yeah, so here we're gonna have that as well. So from here we're gonna have that x is equals to 100 times 528 divided by 7.4. So it's going to be 7,000. I am repeating the same mistake. I am sorry about that. How much fuel do I have? I have 55 liters. So sorry about that. So it's gonna be 55 liters is to x. 55 times 100. 55 times 100, how much is it? I don't know. So 55 times 100 is going to be 5,500. That divided by 7.4. So it's going to be 743,243,243,2. So yeah, so a fraction for that, or decimal place, is going to be 743. So then the next question says the cost of fuel is increased from 9 pula to 9 pula 70 per liter. So calculate percentage increase. Percentage increase is going to be from 960 to 970 is a 10th of an increase, so it's going to be 0.1 divided by original 9 plus 60 times 100. So it's going to be 0.1 over 960. Now 0.1 divided by 9.60 times 100. 1 over 24. 1 and 1 over 24, which is 1.041. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be that percentage increase. So question number 13, I guess we all go. Question number 13 says the results of an election show that Martha got 210 tickets and Tata votes 84 votes, and Mohembo Motheo and Motheo 56 votes. So the total number of votes is 320. So the information is to be presented in a pie chart. So calculate the angle of the sector representing the number of votes that Tato got. Tato got 84 over, what is the total number of students or voters? 210 over 210. Calculate the angle. So times, so it says what angle, so how many angles? Around 360 angles. So therefore we're going to have that 84 out of 210 out of 210 times 360, 144. Okay, angle and start. So then it's going to be 84 volts out of 210 volts times total voltage is 360, so it's 144. So it's 144 degrees. Then it says calculate as a percentage the number of volts that matter got as a percentage. So matter got, no, I made a mistake. That's supposed to be 350. It's a sign that I'm tired. So it's going to be that of Tato, which is 84 over total volts 350. 84 divided by 350. 24 times 360, so it's going to be 86.4. Remember that earlier we rolled it out. So next I will calculate as a percentage the number of voters that Matla got. Okay, Matla. Sorry. 210 as a percentage of the number of over 210 10 is 210 over 350. So it's going to be times, so calculate as a percentage, so it's going to be times 100. Going to be times 100. So then we're going to have that 210 times 350 10 times 350, so over 210 over 350 is 0.6 times 100. So it's going to be 60%. Diagram below shows the sector as a circle with radius 15, the sector angle with 200. Length of the arc. Length of the arc is going to be 200. 200 over 360. 360 is a revolution times length, so circumference pi d, or pi times 2 times r. Then simplify that. Times pi times 2 times 15. 52.35987756. Then trace one figure, so you're gonna write round a 5, so it rounds up, so then it becomes 53.4. Sorry, 52.4. 52.4. So then it's fine. Then it says find perimeter. Perimeter, I'm simply going to say this arc 52.4 plus 15 plus 15. Like that, there are the two radiuses. There are the two radiuses that we have there. One from here, one from there, and then we'll be having a complete shape. Plus 50. So it's simply plus 30. Plus 30. It's going to be 82. .4. Well, next we have this one. You have to solve it. Solving this one, you need to make it linear equation first. So therefore, I'm simply going to multiply both sides by 2x minus 1, and then multiply both sides by 5. So then we are going to have that 5 times x minus 3 is equals to 4 times 2x minus 1. Here some people will be saying you're cross multiply. Minus 15 is equals to 8x minus 4. And then take, if you have 5x to the other side, and then they take 4 to the other side. So then you're going to have negative 15. Let me not skip the steps. So it's going to be negative 15 is equals to 8x minus 5x minus 4. Take 4 to the other side. It was negative. It's going to be a plus. Negative 15 plus 4 is equals to 8 minus 5. I think is a 3. 8 minus 5. It's a 3, so we're going to have 3x. So 4 went to the other side, then it's going to have 11 over 3. So negative 15 plus, so it's going to be negative 11 with that. X is equals to negative negative 3 and 2 over 11. Okay. 2 over 3. So it's going to be negative 11 divided by 3. Okay, it's a negative, so it's going to be 3 and 3 over 2. Negative 3 and 3 over 2. Sorry, 2 over 3. 2 over 3. it says the table below shows, this is statistics, the range of the shoe size. Range big to small. Shoe size is on the left, so it's 9 minus 4, which is 5. And calculate the mean. You're going to multiply just straight like that. So we're gonna have 4 times 4, so here it's going to be 16, there's going to be 35, there's going to be 60, there's going to be 77, there's going to be 8 times 6, it's going to be 48, and then 9 times 2, I think is 18. 9 times 2, then it's 18. You can simply add all these numbers, then divide by their number. So adding them all, it's 18 plus 48 plus 77 plus 60 plus 35 plus 60. So it's going to be 254 divided by number of students. So they are 40. Divided by 40. So it's 6.25. It's 35. So I guess it is fine. Next, there it says the table below shows says what is the minimum value of y. Minimum value of y is simply the vertex. So this is a parabola facing up, so we are going to find it by saying negative b over 2a. What? No, sorry, that one is for add maths or higher thinking. So then I think you can just pick from this one, because it seems, you see, it's symmetric. Negative 1, after negative 1 is symmetric, which means that this is the midpoint. We're gonna get a point of change of slopes. So therefore the minimum value of y is simply going to be negative 1. And then number b, so on the pair of x's provided, so draw the graph of y is equals to that for that. So is it the one there? This is x squared minus 6. So we have that points 0,8, 0,8. Then 1,3, 1,3, so we have that. What is the minimum value? It's negative 1. So then we are sketching. So we have 1.3, then we have 2.0, 2.0, and then 3, -1, -1, 3, -1, 4,0, so then next one, zero, 4, 5,3, 5,3, and then we're going to join them all. 6,8, 6,8. 6,8 is the, let me join them with this smooth curve. Should be a parabola and should never be woolly like mine. So then it says you start to estimate that which satisfies the equations. So question this one and x minus 1. So x minus 1 so 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. It's too slanting, so therefore minus 1 you're going down a bit, so then it's going to be this, that. So then we're going to have that. Let's draw a line. Should pass here. There's that one, so then one and a half. Then the next one 5.2. 5.2. Then moving to the next question. Just wanted to draw and show that the area of the base is that. So then this shape has all sides equal, which means everywhere it's a triangle. Then you know a side is 5, so you can use that side as 5, and you know that all angles inside they are equal, so they are 60 degrees. So then now the area of a triangle is going to be angle, no, it's half A, B, side C. So A is going to be 5, B is going to be 5, times sine angle is 60, so it's going to be 10 over 2, 25. 25 over 2 times sine 60 times sine 60. 10.82531755. So therefore, rounding it up, 7 figures around this one, so therefore it will be 10.8. And so then say that the volume of the tetrahedron is equal to 1/3 of base height times that calculate volume of tetrahedron. So it's going to be 1/3 times base area. Base area, we can use that one. 10.8 that times height 4.08. So times 4.08 times 1/3. 14. Base area is going to be that one, 10.8 times 4.08 times 1 over 3. So it's going to be 14.7. So then it says the density of aluminium is that. So calculate the mass of tetrahedron. Calculate is what? It's mass. So mass is equal to density is equal to mass over volume. So therefore density D is equal to mass over volume. So then we're looking for mass, so we multiply by volume. So it's going to be density times volume. Okay. (25 over 2) 25 over 2 times sine 60. So it's 10.8 like that. So this one, what is it looking for? Mass over volume. So then we are looking for mass. So it's going to be mass is equal to density 2.7 times 10.82531.55. This is times 2.7. Then okay. So 29.4. Next, so it's already time up. Okay, this is the last question. Is the table below shows the distribution of IQ scores of 30 people. So we have that. So it says coming in the midpoint of the class 30 to 35. Obviously we add the two bounds, and remember to 130 plus 135 2. The answer is 132.5. So then say on a pair of axes draw a frequency polygon. So we're going to draw it Gadi midpoints. So a frequency polygon. Yeah, polygon we're going to use midpoints. So we're going to have first class is 130 to 135. 130 to 135 is going for 4. Where is 4? Somewhere here. Then the next one will be 37.5, a 7. 37.5, 7. It's going to be somewhere there. Next one will be 42, 142.8, 142.8. Somewhere here. And then 147 for how much? For 5, 147 for 5. And then 152 for 4, 152 for 4. And then 157 for 2, 157 for 2. And then 162, 0. And then 127 for 0. So then we are simply going to join this with straight rulers, so they can give us that polygon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how it's going to look like. And peace. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry my video delayed. I had problems here and there. I was dozing, by the way, on the way, but yeah, let's go hammer maths, fellows. Have a nice day, have a nice night, or good night, and have a